Hey traders, and welcome to Jackrabbit Trader. In this video we're going to take a look at our trade alerts for November 16th 2019. If this is your first time here, you guys know the drill. Please make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. I'm putting new videos out every weekend and just trade alerts just like this that have been performing very well. So without further ado, let's get started. So again, first time here, make sure you check out the weekly trading process e-course on our website. But also, essentially what we're doing is we're going to go through a couple trades that are setting up based on my scan. My scan is a weekly setup scan. When we run that for this week, we get 92 trades. And I've gone through and broken them down to what I feel are the best potential trades for next week with the way the market is reacting. We're going to go through those. We'll identify what those trades are and how to trade them. All right. So the first one is ABT, Abbott Labs. Again, if you watched that last video, you'll know that the healthcare sector, the XLV, is completely on a tear right now. So the ABT, along with a few others in our trade alerts for this week, is just starting to maybe move higher. All right. So what we're looking at here is a pullback trade, and with a pullback trade you can see that we've identified trade alerts in previous areas, but with a pullback trade what we're looking for is it to continue higher. All right, so you could see that the stock was moving higher, then it started pulling back, found support at a previous resistance level right around 80 bucks, and now has broken back above this downtrend line, okay, and therefore triggering our trade setup. All right, so on this trade setup, my stop would be right around that 79.65. First target on a pullback trade is always back to the top of the box, so that's around 88.50, and then take half off there and see if the rest can run for a new breakout. If it starts to roll back over, you take the other half and you wait for better opportunities. But that's the trade in ABT. ADSK. On ADSK, here's what we got. We're going back, looking for previous support level. That's that 139.65. All right, that's going to become our stop. And we're going to then go ahead, once we find the support, find the latest resistance, which is the last swing high, draw the box, and here we are breaking out back to the upside along an uptrend. Okay. First target on this one, you got a couple here. You could look for an intermediate target in this 164 area. For me, I'm probably going to skip that one and just go right back to the highs right around 175. And I think we can get back to 175, especially with the market being as strong as it is. But here you are. It's another version of a pullback, right? Pullback to trend line, consolidated for a few months, and then now breaking out, looking for 175 on the upside. ALL, this is one we identified a few weeks ago, or a few months ago I should say, and here we are now breaking out, secondary breakout to the upside. That allows us to go ahead, trail stop up. Okay, so now instead of a stop being at 101 if you entered during that first breakout, now here it is at 105 with a new breakout to new highs. All right, and then see if you could add to that position. But yep, 105 breaking out to, or ALL breaking out to new highs with 105 as the stop. DHR, all right, this is one that's bouncing off of this support level at 135. I only bring this one up because, again, how strong the healthcare sector is. All right, this one, you probably want to wait for a breakout, so keep this one on your radar, but want to wait for a breakout over 144.50. Most of the move here this week brings us right back up to resistance. All right, so not the best time to be watching, but should we get a breakout next week going into the end of the year, healthcare stays strong, then you could use 135 as a stop. GPN, again, you'll see that these were identified several weeks ago on breakouts, but here we are. Those breakouts failed ultimately, pulled back, And now here we are again, breaking out the new highs. Same support level, right? 157 remains the same. Now, instead of getting in at 174.50, we're looking at 179.50. All right, so all that happens there is the position size gets a little bit smaller. Trade still works exactly the same. See where it can go, breaking to new highs. The HIG, let's clear this one so we could take a look at it. All right, breaking out, go back, find the previous low, that's your support. Go back further, find your previous highs, right through here, that's your resistance. And there is your consolidation. And there's your stop at the bottom of the consolidation, 56.80. All right, and again, simple breakouts and new highs. And you know, again, we've talked about it many times in the past, but if you sometimes just extend the chart to the left, you'll see that these levels are very important, even back all the way into 2017. So HIG, strong run, nice pullback, breakout to new highs. Maybe this was enough to reset and see what happens going forward, but HIG moving higher as well. J&J, another healthcare name on the move. Again, go ahead and find the previous lows, find the previous highs. All right, there's the breakout. Support is at the bottom of the consolidation, 127.50. And where are we looking to get to, right? Well, there's one spot in here, which is the lows of this other consolidation. And then there's the 142.50 level. And then ultimately, there's the 147 level. So you got a couple different areas here. My first target on this one would be the 142.50 if you were going to take this trade to the upside. But again, it's just another variant on a pullback trade, very similar to what we saw in ADSK, all right, pulling back to a trend line and breaking to the upside. J&J doing a very similar thing. Just understand that your first potential resistance area is this 135.80. LDOS, all right, this one, not familiar too much with this one, but again, let's take it back, find the resistance, or find the support, find the resistance, trend line working to the upside, right? We always want to be trading to in line with the trend. Stop level at previous support level, $80. So you're risking about $11 and see where we can get to on LDOS. Nike, let's clear this one. And here we are at Nike. Right now, this is more of a different type of pullback, very similar to ABT, where we come back and touch a level. That's what I'm seeing here in Nike, and you can see if we extend that line, right, what was resistance, okay, right through here, this big, large consolidation, right, what was resistance is now becoming support. See if it can get back up to that 96 level, all right, but ultimately we could probably even see a little bit of a higher move, again, if the market continues with its strong upward momentum. But there's your trade, right, comes right back into 89, all right, finds the buyers. Then this week, buyers push it back to up. Let's see if we can get a nice quick move up to 96 and then see where it goes from there. And last but not least, RCL, very similar to many of the trades that we discussed here this week, right? Because remember, the stocks that are breaking out this week are lagging, right? They're the ones that are you're looking for some rotation in, right? The stocks that have broken out weeks ago, they look like, you know, Apple. You know, they're extended, right? They look like Apple. They look like LRCX. If it wants to load, maybe there it goes, right? So these are all extended moves. So we're trying to find moves that haven't, or stocks that haven't moved as much. And, you know, this is where you can kind of get into a little bit of a situation like, you know, these are obviously the laggards over the last few weeks. So we're looking at some of these trades, you know, something like an RCL and an ADSK. They weren't the leaders over the last few weeks. These were the laggards. So we want to make sure that you're understanding of that, obviously going forward. But it may just be an opportunity where you take none of these trades. But that's all determined by your process and how you feel you want to trade your portfolio. I'm just giving you some that are setting up based on what I look for. Not saying they're going to work, not saying they're not going to work, but again, just understand it might be a time for cash over putting more risk on the table. And for just to finish my thought on RCL, breaking out to the upside, 102 is our stop. 131 would be our first resistance area. So there's the trades. Again, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 trades. They all look good. They all have potential, but depending on what the market does and how we proceed into the end of the year, that could change real quick. So just keep these close to the vest, and like I said, trade them the way you need to trade them based on your process. Other than that, have a great rest of the week, and we'll see you next weekend. Take care.